Hi guys, it's Jacob from StringBuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being a music journalism site, links are in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest track by Gorillaz, and that's the Apprentice. So I'm going to refer to the original article as I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. So with the hype at an all-time high ahead of this upcoming Gorillaz album release, which is later this week I think, I thought I'd give a little gander towards yet another single they have dropped in anticipation to said album release. So far the group is really 2 for 4 here on the site, since I thought Let Me Out was a great track, one of my favourites of this month so far, and I thought Saturn's Bars also had some good moments within its runtime, but the other 2 tracks didn't do it for me at all. I didn't really enjoy them at all. However, shall we see what I thought of this brand new track? Well, this just might be level with Let Me Out in my opinion, because I had a really good time listening to it. I also had a really good time re-listening to it as well, which obviously showcased how strong of a replayability factor it really had to it. Not only are the features expertly picked and do a great job on this single, but I also thought the instrumentation was much improved as well. We have this slow synth heavy beat that is a little bit funky, a little bit quirky, and even a little bit eerie. It's a weird and interesting juxtapositioning of tones and ideas and concepts. The track needed to have individualized timbres and a really unique texture in order to stick out from the crowd, which is quite bloated at the moment, and I think it did it very well. Although the track does repeat itself a fair bit towards the end, I think the sheer amount of decoration and the features did a great job on this track, making it feel as if it's constantly refreshing itself every minute or so. Production-wise, the track actually hinged on many unpredictable electronic elements, especially going into this song. We needed a bass that wouldn't swamp the mix, but would fill the low ground with wholesomeness and tonality and personality, character, whatever you want to call it, and I think we got that in spades here on this track. We also needed a collection of pads that wouldn't grab the highlight away from the vocals in the foreground, but instead complement the themes expressed within the track in the background alongside the rest of the instrumentation. It had to be well layered. Again, I think we got exactly that here. A very important thing in my opinion that we also needed was a lead synth that would play off the vocals really well and add some homophonic rhythms and sequences into the track when needed in a decorative manner, in a decorative sense. And again, I think we got that, and the flexibility of its tone managed to keep me entertained throughout the entirety of this track. Even the vocals sounded a little more clear this time around, and I think that's due to the EQs not being as over the top as they have been in their prior releases, or as predictable as they can be in their prior releases. So in my opinion, it's a really good production cycle. When it comes to the musicality of this track, there is plenty going on here that I can smile at and that I had a good time with. We have this slow yet quirky and catchy beat that centers around a simplistic but memorable chord progression that I didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did, but even 2 minutes into the track where the same few bars are just repeating themselves, I still really enjoyed it, even on the replays, which again, I'll talk about the replayability factor. Is strong on this song. The more you listen to it, the more you hear some intricacies come out, and I think that's important. There is also a very flexible and slightly atypical vocal performance by Rag and Bone Man in here, where he sort of bounces from his usual powerful strength down to some delicacy, which we never usually hear on his voice, all in one breath as well. And it does help that his vocal melodies are really well written on this track, but there is no denying that this guy has perhaps some of the best pipes in the industry right now. No matter what song he's on, I will usually give it another 2 ratings higher than I typically would, because he's just got an unreal voice. I also think the other features did a really good job on this track, and they changed up the dynamics a lot, since I thought Zebra Cats actually was the more powerful person in here and injected some gusto and speed into the track, so I like what she added into the song. And I also enjoyed is it Ray BLK? I don't really know who this rapper is, I've never heard of him before. Capped the track off with some fun few bars. I would have liked to have heard more from him, but I thought he did a good job regardless. So I thought each feature did a really strong outing, I guess, on this track. No one felt tagged on, and I think that allowed for their sections to become a bit more fleshed out and make them a bit more independent and individualized as well. I love the progressions, I love the homophonic melodies, as I've already hinted at. I love the texture of this song, and I even love the features, and I don't think the song could have done too much more in that department. Even though this is very much a personal preference, and this is my one downside, I did think there was potential for a little more in this track. I think if there was a dramatic transition or a big change, and I think that would have just put this track on a whole new level, because it felt as if it was exploratory, but it wasn't prepared to make the next step. I guess that might be wishful thinking, but I think that could have added a lot. Maybe a bit more of an experimental bridge, maybe a key change, maybe just a change of chord progression. Lyrically, the track is actually really solid in this department too, with each artist chiming in with some clever lines that I didn't really expect to hear. So far in this record, I can't say I've heard a single lyrical performance that has been quite up to scratch with the Gorillaz' prior work, but now I think I've heard the first instance of some really inventive lyrical writing. So all in all, it's a really fun track and one that has so many good moments to it. Sure, it's not an absolute anthem or a game changer or anything like that, but as a pre-release single for the album, it did its job because it got me really excited for the Gorillaz again, which is exactly what I wanted to feel. I think even casual listeners will enjoy this track a lot, even if they've been turned away by the other tracks. So I gave it a G rating of 7.5 out of 10. So if you like this video, then please leave a like, comment what you think in the comment section down below. Subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye-bye.